Dumelang Absheni, hello, and welcome to Sports Wrap on UJTV. Libito la ka ke Mpumelelo Dlamini, here to kick it with you, where we have entertaining content the entire show. Well, ha ke tsamaye ke leso, ke tsamaya le batho ba baitu. On the side, we have Lakim Fuking, also known as the UJ Sheriff. Ngwana wako 012, where the English goes. Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks to yourself, Lele.
I'm great, thank you. And on the other side, on the far end, we have the social media and content creator, David, Mr. Barak Sir Soto.
Sonny Bonani, we are back again. It's good to be here.
It's good to have you, gentlemen. Well, before we just dive straight into it, I want to know your highlights of the week. We're going to start with David.
Oh, for me, it definitely has to be varsity netball. I think that would be the talk of the town at the moment. I mean, obviously, getting into the finals for the first time and still finishing in a silver position, we can be proud of ourselves, given the performance and where we have been before.
Most definitely. Cody, would you like to add anything?
I mean, when you speak of highlights, I think you can't go past that. Being a sports fanatic, and sorry to say this, but I wasn't a massive netball fan. But after this year, oh my goodness, it was just amazing to watch. Went there every game, and the final was just, what we pay the big bucks for. Absolutely amazing. Went to extra time as well. It was just brilliant to watch. So yeah, I think the highlight for me, definitely the varsity netball final.
And most definitely, varsity netball final was actually a stepping stone, considering the fact that last year we were semi-finalists and it just ended there. This year, we ended up being finalists, and a silver medal is something. What could you say we can do differently next time, considering the fact that we had also additional time added to the game due to a draw?
Well, I think you can never get it right 100%, in sport. There is always room for improvement. I'm happy with the girls. I'm happy with the way Coach Bongi has prepared the team for the tournament. Positional improvement from the previous season. I think we just need to be consistent in our actions. I mean, we started with 2 losses, but it didn't deter us from getting to the finals. So I think perhaps maybe the squad being anchored more with maybe new players, I don't know, that could be coming. But I think we just need to keep to the system and just, try to fight all the way and get it right from the beginning instead of having to come back and try to correct a few actions. But otherwise, all good.
Most definitely, most definitely. And you were there to spectate from the beginning, emceeing some of the events, emceeing throughout a bumper weekend, coming all the way back from Marty's as well. You've seen the ladies grow.
No, absolutely. When you say, what is the one thing I would improve? It's a very hard question. I think, having watched what Coach Bungi has done during a time at UJ, it's absolutely unbelievable. From not even competing for the cup to actually being one of the biggest teams in the varsity netball has actually been amazing. I mean, what a time to be at UJ, and witness all of this. So not much to improve, but I think maybe more pressure to continue on what's been going on. Absolutely.
Yeah, and sure. We say a big thumbs up to our Coach Bongi Msomi, a captain. Proteas captain.
Oh yes, say it properly.
Spa Proteas captain. I mean, also producing her own Owethu Ngubane. We can see more Spa Proteas coming from UJ, most definitely. And if you were in Coach Bongi's position, that silver medal was something you guys were not prepared for, but you guys received. How do you use that to your advantage?
When you say not prepared for, I think when the tournament started, there were 5 big universities. And after our first bumper weekend, like David said, we lost our first 2 games. So it was very iffy. Are we still going to make it and all of that?
Yeah.
But I think Coach Bongi came in with a different mindset this year to say, I'm not here to just compete, but I'm here to win it. I think it's very simple, man. She must just, I think, like I said, pressure is on her now to just carry on with what's been going on. Now, going into the next one, unfortunately, we are expecting the gold. But I must say, when I saw how she received her silver medal, it was like it was gold.
True.
It was so beautiful to watch. She actually kissed it in front of the screen. They celebrated like they had actually won the whole thing. But one thing I'll tell you is that they won the hearts of a lot of fans, including Cody's.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I think the one thing that DJ Sport is doing very well right now is creating a support base for the teams consistently. So, you have to understand you don't only play for the team or for the goals that you want to achieve. You're playing for the institution as well. The way they receive the silver is still, a very great. You can't not celebrate just because you didn't get the gold. For them, it's a great achievement. It's a historical, a milestone. So you as Coach Bongi, you just have to use that as she did to motivate the girls and let them understand that this is still a big win as well. And from there, we can only build from there. So you can't really look down on yourselves just because you missed out, by those few points.
And most definitely. But before we continue, I just would like us to have a look at this week's results. Let's have a look.
And in this week's results, in the Hollywood Bet Super League, unfortunately, the UJ ladies suffered a 1-0 loss to TUT. And moving over to USA Sevens Rugby that was held at Soplaki University, the gents had a very tough weekend, winning the Ball Cup against Walter Sisulu University 14-19. The ladies did much better as they beat the University of the Western Cape 26-14, winning the plate final. Well done to the two Sevens teams that went and represented the university.
Well, the ladies have played a couple of games and right now, currently in 7th position on the log. David, is there anything else you want to tell us about this game? Because we started a long time ago and we're still going.
Anything. I think the Hollywood Bet Super League is a great platform. It's a national league, by the way, in the country for the women's football. It's a great platform, obviously, to give girls an opportunity to play. Because anyone can play, so you've got teams from every province who are obviously representing, and that also serves as a source of talent, for our national team. So Coach Desiree does have an opportunity and a technical team to go and scout from there. I think the UJ team are doing, fairly okay at the point, currently in 7th log position. We still have 6 games in hand to go. I think if they perform really well, possibly straight wins, we can get into top 4 and finish in a better position. However, I think one other good thing is that from 2021 until today, positionally, they have been finishing in an improved position. So we just have to, approach the remaining games with a positive mindset, as the coaches were saying after we played at Tuks 2 weeks ago, that we need to win. That's what we need to do, because we are capable, we can win. We're just not taking our chances. If we look at the game against Tuks 2 weeks ago, we made a very crucial box entries numerously, but we couldn't convert. So that is frustrating because we know we can, but it's just not happening. So we just have to capitalize on the remaining games and make it count for the beige.
And most definitely, with the 1-0 loss, Cody, you have been to the final, the women's final, varsity football final, and you've seen some of those ladies that are currently actually playing in the Hollywood Super League. What could you say is different? We can consider tempo, we can consider temperature, intensity. What could you say is different?
You know what, I think two totally different leagues.
Yeah.
And this one being a professional league with, David, correct me if I'm wrong, no age restrictions, which means more talented players. But to actually see the ladies stepping up and actually playing the way they're playing, we can't ask for more. So it's actually good to see that. I've watched last year's varsity football women's. I've watched this year, and I've watched a couple of the Hollywood Bets League games, and I think the ladies have an understanding of what needs to happen, and that's what they do. It. The mandate is clear. We go there, we collect points. So whether the tempo is higher or not, the ladies are just doing what they need to do. So absolutely loving how they're doing it.
Most definitely. And on the other side of the happiest news, we have the gentlemen currently competing in the ABC Mutipe League, while the men had a very tough one to qualify to make it into that top league. David, was very tough. It's been a couple of years to actually qualify. And we went into playoffs. Playoffs, we had 2 weeks of playoffs.
Yeah.
They didn't go as expected, but by the grace, we made it.
Yeah. I think, we obviously have to, reflect back a bit. Since the arrival of Coach Karabo Mokhodi at UJ, him and his technical team have been doing very great. 2021, the boys made the regional playoffs after winning the regional league, and we lost 4-3 in the finals, and it was a very tense game. 2022, we finished second in the log position of the league, so we couldn't, advance for the playoffs. And then in 2023, we went all the way, won the league, we won the regional playoffs and the provincial playoffs, and officially qualified for the ABC Multiple League for the first time ever. So it's a historic achievement and milestones, but the challenge is actually getting more tougher now, And the league is starting on the 30th of September, with an away game for UJ. They'll be playing against the Dondolo Stars, which are the 2022 log leaders in terms of the league finishes. So you can tell it's going to be a tough opponent.
You sound excited. I love it.
It's a welcome party, actually.
It is a welcome party. I have to be excited. Usually they have got a benchmark, and they give off a positive image that they are this good team. So going against someone who won the league previously, it's like, hey, okay.
Hello there.
Hello there. What can you guys bring?
Yeah.
But I'm very excited for this achievement. It's historic, and I'm looking forward to see what the UJ team can actually bring in the ABC Multiple League. But people must understand, it's the first time ever, so no pressure. We can try win the league, but I think the first focus is possibly to finish in top 4.
And it's a nice future for us.
How can you forget that? Can't.
Most definitely. And I know, taking you through that, we have a final on Thursday, which is the 28th. And then we have our first official Multiple League game on Saturday, 2 days apart. How excited are you?
I know you're nervous.
Most definitely.
That's what I know you're definitely
Most
nervous.
definitely.
I was speaking to a colleague of mine from UWC, and he spoke about class is permanent. And I said to him, in the last 3 editions of varsity football, we've been in the finals.
Most definitely.
And I think that is class. We definitely deserve to be in the Multiple League. We've worked hard. It's been tears, sleepless nights for management and for David. So I think the boys deserve everything that's given to them now, or they've worked hard for. Excuse me for saying given. They've worked hard for everything.
True.
So now, varsity football final. Talking to them just after the semi-final, they were excited, but they know what needs to be done.
Yeah.
And I know that Coach, is it Moloi from TUT?
Yeah,
He said, he said, the last game of the round robin, he said to the UJ squad, we will meet again in the final.
And he did.
And it's happening.
And again, it's happening. So I think more than anything, there's a lot of excitement around the final. And what better way to prepare for ABC Multiple League than in a big match for varsity football? So I think it's actually great preparations for that. All the excitement goes into this. They perform, they have a good time, and then off to the league. I don't really think it's a matter of the gap between the 2 games. The boys have done it. They've shown us they can do it. So it's just a matter of going out there, enjoying the final, hopefully bringing it home, and going off over the weekend and playing against Dondolo.
Yeah. I just want to throw in a curveball in terms of varsity football. Tickets were sold out, to my knowledge, I stand to be corrected, in a day. And since we've been getting messages, are there tickets? My question is about capacity. For big games like this, do you think the game should or could be taken to a bigger venue and increase the ticket capacity in terms of sales? Because we see that there is demand, but we can only accommodate so many people for this final.
I love that question. I really love that question. And from my perspective, I would say I'm not keen. I'm not so keen on moving such a big game to a different stadium. Because now, considering the rules and considering the fines that we have already with varsity football, what if it was not us? Would we still be able to move to a different, bigger location? Would we want to relocate to a bigger stadium? Or is it because it's us now, we want to move it to a bigger stadium? Also, as well, considering the fact that other campuses are coming to the home of football, which is Soweto campus.
I call it the slaughterhouse.
The slaughterhouse.
Coming to the slaughterhouse. Are we going to be able to get everyone to those other venues? It's not going to be able. I mean, we can look at the varsity netball. We struggled last minute, but eventually we made it. And it's all preparation. It takes time. But I feel like capacity is too small. It's fine. We'll slaughter them at the slaughterhouse.
Maybe this is now an assignment to the
most definitely
to the master's research students in sport. Here's a case study that you guys can look into. Should big games be moved to different venues if there is a demand for that?
And most definitely management as well. It's a big question because we sold out those tickets. It's on us. Congratulations to us. But in the future, to a bigger, for example, FNB Stadium, are we going to be able to sell out all those tickets?
I think that is a huge one. But I think it wouldn't be really about filling up an FNB Stadium, but maybe getting more numbers above what usually can accommodate in terms of capacity. Maybe double the numbers and just take it to a different venue or something like that. But we'll find out from the research students.
I must also say, comparing ourselves to all the other universities, UJ is known for their support.
Yeah. True.
So whether we're filling one section of that stadium, trust me, everyone will feel the Orange Army. So we don't have to fill it up. We just need to be there and be present. And everything else will take care of itself.
And sing our alongside. Well, I just want to take you through the beginning of the entire varsity football until the final. We are going to show you snippets of the excitement of everyone. We're going to show you past and post interviews that we've had throughout the entire tournament.
Going to the next week game, we must make sure that we score goals for the fans, because the fans are coming here to watch us and entertain them, and make sure that we score goals for them so that they can go home and talk about something. So yeah.
Okay, firstly I want to promise the fans that we're gonna take the semi-finals here and also the final here, which means we're going to be the first on the log. And by doing that, I think we must win all the games, especially the last game against UT. I'm promising the fans they are coming here at home, and I'm promising a very good game.
Yeah, never dlala polo like more, like never keep the ball more instead of maybe dlala long ball. So, answer dlala polo more. Yense gore khona go like go ba bula because bona ga go never shift ga go le khona bula like the space behind ball.
A win is a win. At the end of the day, we stay at the top of the log. So, yeah, I'm just happy about that. And the gents took it very well, actually, So, we go for more next week and the other week. And the semi-final and the final.
I'm sorry! Yes.
Come and support us during the semi-finals. That's all I can say. And I promise them that we're gonna win the semi-finals, going to the finals. Even the finals, we're gonna win the finals. I'm very confident of that. So yeah.
TV, shining a light on other sports, but the most important sports as well. We have the men's cricket team partaking in the CGL, which is the Central Gauteng Lions Premier League. Well, last year we ended 3rd place. This year, it's just about the beginning. We've played our first game. And how does it look on that other side?
You know what? It's the first time I hear anyone speaking about cricket and getting so excited. It's actually very nice, eh? But it's actually looking good. I think Coach Siasibia is cooking up something very nice. There's a couple of boys that are in matric that have joined the squad already, and they're training with the high performance. So it's looking really good. The future of UJ cricket also looks really good. So it's very exciting. With our first games this past weekend, we played 3 games, and the Premier League team unfortunately lost one against a very strong Delphos team that had most of their professional players playing. Your Cody, who's actually a former UJ, not this Cody.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
Cody used to, he's a former UJ student, so he's now part of the Lions. So he played. So it was actually good to see them going out there and competing with professional players. And our second game of the day, we played against All Parks, and we won that one very convincingly with 8 wickets. So I think the future of UJ cricket looks good. And of course, we know how a university system works. Players go out, players come in, and we've lost 2 big players this year. And I think Coach CSBA has done really well to replace them in the amount of time that he had. A massive congratulations to Ronan Herman, who got a contract with the Lions, and Emmanuel Mutswiri, who was the captain, who got a contract with Northern Cape Heat. So for us to actually replace those players as quick as we can, and for the players to adapt and do exactly what we need for the cricket team, absolutely amazing. So yeah, it's looking good. We've just started. Lost one, won one. So yeah, finishing 3rd last year, I think we might actually compete again this year.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And David, you look like someone who doesn't really watch cricket. I'm actually
watches?
quite worried about you right now. Are you maybe looking into covering content within cricket? Okay, no. Why are you not covering content within cricket?
The exposure.
Because Cody's not there.
Which Cody? You or
Your
yourself? Primarily, content is my job. It's not about not covering a content or a particular team or covering a particular team. I think sometimes we just have, different leagues and tournaments are overlapping, and there can only be, so much effort put into a particular team or, in one day, because we have league games, multiple ones, in a day. So I can't be there all the time. It's not an excuse, but definitely cricket. I have been there. We definitely can do more, to bring them to the prime lights. But I think the team is doing very well, considering their positional finish in the previous season. We know what the coaching staff and the players are capable of producing, looking that we are able to produce a provincial, athletes. So I think this year we can definitely hope for the same position or even go higher. We are UJ, we are capable, and we know what the job is that needs to be done.
And most definitely, I love that answer. I'm also going to go watch cricket and just educate myself on the sport. But most definitely, and jumping right along, we had the the USA sevens this past weekend at Salt Blackies, all the way in Kimberley, where the heat is always heating.
Guaranteed.
Most definitely. Taking a look at last year, the ladies finished 3rd overall with the bronze, qualifying them to play 15s varsity cup this year, and the gentlemen finishing overall 9th position, which is the winners of the bowl, I think the category. This year was quite different, but not so different. The ladies finishing 5th, becoming the plate winners. The gentlemen still maintaining the number 9th position. Anxiety is anxiety in there. What can you say overall the performance looked like?
Sevens rugby is a very different ball game. I think It's so quick. One mistake can cost you a very huge prize, in the tournament.
Yes.
The guys played 3, lost 2, won 1 on day one. And obviously that is where the slump starts to begin. However, you would still have a chance to correct that on day 2, of which we, also fell short. And for the girls, they played 3, 1, 3. I'm thinking, man, this is too easy, But they made a very challenging opponent in the quarterfinals, UKZN, who knocked them out with the game having went to extra time, and they scored a winning try with sudden death, 10-5 score. And for the opponent, it was a very huge win. I just want to mention because they last won the tournament and qualified for the clubs in 2017.
Ooh.
So after 5 years to come back and win against the UJ, it's a very huge step. But I think for UJ, performance-wise, we definitely could have done better, knowing that we are very capable. The guys have been to the top 2 for USA, and they've won varsity sevens also. So we are capable, we are competent. I think we just had a bad day 1, which really cost us the rest of the tournament, because unfortunately we fell out of the top 4 margin. We still can be proud of our performance, overall. Looking at the players we have and the depth, it's just a competition temperament. One mistake can cost you the game, and for the guys, that is unfortunately what happened.
And most definitely. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of weight on top of a lot of weight. But most definitely, you've watched some of the ladies and gentlemen performing or putting their lungs and their hearts out onto the field. You've been there with the varsity sevens last year in Pretoria. What could you say?
I must say, the ladies rugby team is just on another level. They're different level, man. Like when they get onto the park, it's like it's very exciting to watch.
Yeah.
So again, probably would have expected a better result in terms of where they ended, but mandate is also there. Let's qualify for the next tournament, and they did exactly that. So we're proud of that because we know now we're going back to the drawing board and we're fixing what we didn't get right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm absolutely proud of them. I think just to bring everything in one bowl, all the women's teams at UJ at the moment, they've just been phenomenal. And for the ladies rugby team to go into a tournament with all of that on their back was absolutely fantastic to finish where they finished with all that pressure. So absolutely proud of them. And the gents, we're cooking, man. I think you look at the years back, all the players that we've produced to date, we're all about cooking. And once that recipe connects, then you know what I mean. Then we're gonna enjoy the meal. So that's. I just think it's all a process. But to be a part of UJ Sports now is brilliant. I saw something that David posted a day or 2 ago. He was just posting results and I was like, what a time to be a part of UJ Sports. So this doesn't take us back. But it's a matter of trusting the process of whatever we're cooking. So I'm not too worried. We'll enjoy our cereal in our bowl that we won. But, I know definitely whatever we're cooking, we're going up to the top. So,
and it's only forwards and upwards, but yeah, most definitely. And just to shine a light on our Women Crush Wednesdays, we have a couple of players who have made that green and gold shirt. Talking about Springboks, talking about international players. I'm international. On the netball side of things, we have Owethu Nkobane, who has been signed to an international team in Scotland. She will be playing for the Sirens. And on the other side of the most exciting news as well, we have Aliyah Changman, who has represented our women box. And not only those 2 lovely ladies, but we also have Tanya Ratswashaba, who will be representing the Cheetahs all the way from Zimbabwe. Sithi halala Women Crush Wednesdays. And from my side, gentlemen, we have an exciting week ahead of us. Looking forward to next week's fixtures as well. And I don't know, we have supporters coming this weekend. What are you expecting at the football as we go back to that football conversation? What are your expectations? Give me an image, give me a picture.
That's a very touchy subject.
It is a touchy
Yo,
subject.
Like, we might be biased here, so yeah, this is a very tricky one.
Okay, it's fine. I'll catch up with you again on Thursday.
Let's go.
I'll catch up on you. I want to catch up with you on Thursday. I want that excitement to build up. I want you to go home and
It's
be like,
all her.
we're back here again. So, but we looking forward to it. I'll catch up with you, gentlemen, again on Thursday, and then we'll keep you up to date with that in the following week. Gentlemen, anything? Last words? What do you want to say to the supporters?
To the supporters, tickets sold out or whatever. I know it's definitely the Orange Army that bought those tickets. So we're definitely looking forward to having you there with us. I think you've been there throughout the journey from the first game when it was draws and we were worried. We spoke about the process, we spoke about cooking, and now it's just about adding the final ingredient on Thursday against TUT.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Also, it just shows that the sports is in Gauteng. 2 Gauteng teams are playing in the final. Definitely one to watch. So for now, see you on Thursday. Let's enjoy that before I give Lelo a heart attack.
I think it is for times like this we have social media, as a tool to drive the brand. As usual, we pride ourselves, we've been present. Despite tickets being sold out, you can definitely follow the games via our social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for constant updates. You can follow the game in that way. And obviously catch it live on SuperSport. Even if you're not at the stadium, we will give you the experience via the phone. So be sure to stay in touch at DJ Sport, DJ Football, all the way.
All the way. And just another highlight that we have the UJ Future Walk taking place on the 30th of September. Make sure to be on all our social media platforms to find out any extra information. Make sure you purchase your ticket before it is sold out. And from our side, we are UJTV. Thank you very much for joining us on today's episode. We are UJTV on social media as well as UJ_sports on everything. My name is Mpumelelo Dlamini, and until next time, goodbye.
The University of Johannesburg, the future reimagined.